In today's video, I wanted to go over the preview channel and do a quick summary of what it is, what it implies, and what we're going to be able to do with it. So, in just a few hours from when I'm uploading this video, the preview channel will be open, and with it, the first Star Citizen backers will finally be able to roam around the Pyro system. After reviewing a lot of your comments and Spectrum as well, the first thing that strikes me is that it seems that there are still a lot of people out there who seem confused by what the preview channel is, and especially what the difference between the preview channel and the PTU are. To make it short, the PTU is to test upcoming patches that will then be put into the persistent universe. It is what Cloud Imperial Games have been doing for years at this point. The preview channel is different. Its role is for us to test specific features that are so game-changing that they required a separate process before being integrated into the actual patch. That is going to be the case for the Pyro system, which is said to be several times larger than the standard system, which means that players are going to be spread out across larger distances within a single server. Remember that server meshing will not be there, which will then put even more stress on said servers, which will therefore cause serious desync or even stability issues. The same process will also take place for the implementation of the replication layer, which CIG hoped to include within the 3.21 branch to the PU, but for that, further testing needs to be done in the preview channel. The other reason the preview channel exists is because CIG need as many people as possible to test these features at the same time. That means that the Evocati group is simply not enough and that they need a larger pool of testers for these new features they are testing. One of the reasons they are taking this approach is because they learned from the mistakes they made when they released the Persistent Entity Streaming, or PES, which looked like it worked during the testing, but completely crashed once it was released to a much wider audience. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean that everyone will be able to join the preview channel, and according to Cloud Imperial Games, that's because they just can't accommodate the millions of players that make the Star Citizen community in a test environment. However, instead of just being tested by Evocati, actually there was an Evocati test before, but the preview channel will be tested by a group of concierge subscribers, Evocati, big players, and people who bought the digital goodies pack. It's also worth noting that not everyone who is part of that group of players will be able to go in first. Cloud Imperial Games will proceed to a random selection first, and only once they see that their servers can handle more players will they let other players join. Eventually, Cloud Imperial Games said that they would resume the various wave system and then let everyone test Pyro, but it will not immediately happen. So, when are the playtests going to happen, and is it going to be a permanent fixture? The answer here is no. Cloud Imperial Games are in fact going to have several 8-hour-long playtests, 15 in total, which will be lasting over the course of 15 days. Each of these playtests will take place at different hours to accommodate the different time zones around the world, which makes sense because they want to give everyone an opportunity to test the new features. As someone who lives, for example, in Far East Asia, in the past these playtests have often taken place in the middle of the night and I was not able to participate, but here it seems I will be able to play at least half of these, so that's going to work. So, how will you know that you will be in for the preview channel? Well, turns out that Cloud Imperial Games will send you an email which will look like this one here. Now, I did not receive that message, not yet at least. This is a picture that Xylo shared on Spectrum, but this is what it should look like. Before we wrap up this video, it's worth reminding everyone that the preview channel is not the PTU and its features are at much earlier stage than what they normally are in the PTU, so bugs and stability issues are to be expected. The goal here is for Cloud Imperial Games to collect as much data as possible and as much feedback as possible so that they can polish these features as well as possible in order to avoid a rocky start. And with that comes the end of this video. I hope that you are all ready for Pyro. I am. I cannot wait to check it out and report to you what we'll be able to do there. Also, the preview channel is not NDA bound, so screenshots and video sharing will be allowed, and we will certainly be sharing everything here on the channel. So make sure to subscribe to be notified when any Pyro related content is out. I've been Irad. Yes, I have the flu, which is why I sound like this. Sorry about this. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all the Patreons and YouTube members who support the channel, including Dr. Forbin, Deplorable Infidel, and Zero Crusher. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one.